Well, hello, everybody out there.
Hi, guys.
I said that way too fast, but welcome to or back to the Cookout Chronicles podcast.
It's your favorite cousins on your mama's side. I'm Zaria.
And as always, I'm Lamont, and welcome to another one. As y'all know, second recording of the night. Same clothes. So we're going to go right into it.
Yep, let's go.
Make sure to follow all of our socials at cookoutchroniclespod. If you want to email us, we are cookoutchroniclespod@gmail.com. And we also have a submission link in our bio.
Use the link.
Let us know anything you want your favorite cousins to know. Put it in there. We'll go through it and totally talk about it on the show.
Yep.
We already recapped. Z's good. I'm good. We're getting ready for a trip. Once you're seeing this, we'll be coming back from our float trip.
Yes,
episode 18 will be all about that and all the goodies we get into. So yeah, kind of following the kind of the theme of where we left off with question of the week last week, 15 minutes ago for us, but last week for y'all. With like a college and black culture and things, we thought for this episode we want to keep it short and sweet.
Yep.
You know, yeah. Come on.
You know what?
We all keep looking at the time.
Possible.
So we are going to do like a little discussion, story time, experience review on PWIs versus HBCU. Not versus, but like comparing the two, our different,
experiences with those.
Correct. Because as y'all know, I went to PWI.
And I went to HBCU, Jackson State University.
So we're kind of like the perfect people to kind of like go back and forth. Yeah, because we both have, the two experiences. We have some good questions on here. I want to say I found them on ChatGPT.
Well.
Also, ChatGPT. The videos, all these deep fakes.
It's getting weird.
Are y'all not scared? I'm scared.
It's getting weird.
I'm scared.
Did you see the black girl eating chicken? And then they had her devour that whole leg in one bite. They had a lip combo. They had this. I said, this is a real person.
There was another girl. She was like, I don't know why everybody thinks I'm AI. It's getting better. It's getting a lot. The fingers look good now.
Yeah, and it's
like
weird.
It's so like the mannerisms are down.
And I don't like that.
I don't either.
Some scary stuff is. And why are y'all using black people?
Right.
It's getting weird.
Why is it all black people? Why is it all black women?
Something about to happen.
If I show one of those videos to my dad, he wouldn't know that was AI.
Okay.
My boss sent me a video of somebody doing like a street interview. It was two white people, and she was talking about like, she's like, what do you do like in your free time? And she was like, I just go get iced coffee and go do Pilates. And she thought it would be cute to do because I work at a fitness studio. And I was like, that's scary. I was like, that's AI. She was like, oh. I said, yeah, I'll probably still use the audio, but it's getting scary. So talking about that, use it for this kind of stuff. Yeah. I prefer this than using it for that.
For people,
but anyway,
it's getting weird.
Something's
about to shift.
Especially how much.
Like that.
Especially how much energy those videos and those AI generated images take up. We're cooked in 2 years.
Hate to be a conspiracy theorist, but something's about to shake y'all.
Right. So yeah, we're gonna get into that. I have some questions here from ChatGPT, OpenAI, about different like discussion topics we can kind of get into with our different experiences. So first of all, I guess we need to start. What is a HBCU? What is a PWI? Oh, so a PWI, it's a predominantly white institution. Yes. Is what I went to. Not historic in any black culture at all. It's just your basic school. Has history, but not anything to do with like black history. Yes. So yeah, just your regular school. Yeah. Nothing really else to say about it. Yep. If I'm being honest. We'll elaborate as we go. But
an HBCU is a historically black college university. These were founded, I want to say post-Civil War, 1800s. Okay. To be historical, that's it. Predominantly black and historically black are two different things. They are predominantly in the South. Right. Actually, they're all in the South.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I think they're all in the South.
I don't think there are any that are like.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Except for one that was in Oklahoma, but I think it lost its accreditation. If I'm wrong, but anyways, that's what it is. Because these were set up because of course, Black people were not allowed to go to college. They were not being accepted into PWIs. So, as Black people do, we created our own.
Yes. So yeah, we're just gonna go down this list. I have it shared with Zaria too. We can kind of go back and forth if you want to. So the first one is, did either of you attend? Well, we just did that one. Yeah, you did that one too.
I guess we can say
we did that one too.
What schools we went to? How long?
Oh yeah, actually I have my shirt on. So I went to 2. I went to technically 3 PWIs. Yeah, you did. Because I went to Johnson County Community College. I was there for 2 years, and then when I moved back home, for personal reasons, I went to the community college that's here in our town in Wichita called Butler Community College. I was there for a year. I don't really claim Butler because my associates is from Johnson County. But I did attend there. I did take credits there. So, and then I went to Emporia State University, which I am repping right now. So, and I was in school for a total of 5 years. I went to JUCO 2 years, and then a year at Butler, and then my last 2 years to finish up my bachelor's.
I went to Jackson State University. I stopped, I want to say 2023. Sure, let's I have not finished my degree. Something I'm not proud of. Personal reasons, life happened.
You said something you're not proud of.
Yeah, for not finishing my degree.
You're gonna finish it, but it's not like you're never gonna go back.
No, I know.
Don't say that.
No, I'm saying I'm just not proud that I didn't do it in one fell swoop, and that is okay. I tell people all the time that it's okay.
School is always gonna be there.
As long as you have the plan to go back, I will be going back.
Yes,
that has always been in the plan to go back to school. I just wish I would have finished where I started. That's kind of what I'm trying to say.
I got you. Okay.
But I was there for quite some time to get the full college experience. I will be finishing out my degree. People who have not finished their degree, it is okay.
Yes. And you want to say what our degrees are in? What you're working towards?
Elementary education. Yes.
Period. And then my associates is in just general studies, liberal arts. And then my bachelor's is in sport leadership and recreation management with a health minor.
Yep. Period.
So the first one is just like first impressions. So when stepping onto the campus, or the vibes, how the diversity was and the energy.
For me, it was everything that I was looking for. Growing up in Kansas, I feel like our town is fairly diverse, but a lot of things are catered to palm colored people.
Right.
A lot of microaggressions, a lot of this, a lot of that. I kind of wanted to be somewhere where it was my people, where everything was like Black, where it was really, really Black. Whether or not everything was in like Black culture per se, but because we were doing it well.
I'm so sorry, y'all.
So being on campus kind of felt like home. There was always we are not a monolith. There was always different parts of Black culture or just being Black, the Black experience at that school. First time stepping on campus, I was like, this is different. Yeah. Which is why coming back home was so hard for me.
Culture shock. Yeah. For me, with me, I not always know where to go to find my people. But for Johnson County, it was I wouldn't say I felt semi accepted at Johnson County. Of course, I made Black friends and friends of all colors and shades or whatever. As Zaria said way back in one of our early episodes, I am a diverse lover. So I found my people in all of it. And plus with Johnson County, like if you're not familiar with the Kansas City, Johnson County area, that's the richest county in Kansas. A lot of white people. Okay. But I found my people. The vibes were as good as they can be for JUCO, PWI. Once again, I found all the basketball players. I was hanging out with them. Plus, I was an athletic trainer, so a lot of my time was gobbled up with that. So at Johnson County, I didn't really get to do a lot of like the BSU stuff, the student leadership, like I did at Emporia State. Yeah. But just like hanging out with the athletes, going to their little parties or little shindigs, I found my people. Yes, okay. Yes. And plus, JUCO, I call it JUCO, but Johnson County, that's what I'll be referring to it as. At JUCO, it's a little bit different than like a traditional community college because they didn't have any on-campus housing. So that made it a little bit harder because I can't even like find somebody living in like the same dorm or same apartment complex as me. I had to really like go out there and find people, which once again, I'm good at doing. I can find a friend. I can make a friend.
He's the extrovert.
Yes. That's why that school was kind of perfect for me. I was on campus
for 3 weeks without a friend. But I found my people eventually.
Then again, we also had like a built-in like community when I was an athletic trainer because I was part of a team. And growing up playing sports, you find teams and you build those connections that way. But yeah, I found my people. Didn't really get to experience the whole BSU thing until I got to Emporia State. Now, Emporia State was a little different than JUCO, just because I was able to do BSU and I was on the executive board for 2 years. Shout out to my BSU people at ESU, BSU. Great times.
Right.
Great times. Because I knew since when I got to Emporia State, I was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to not do anything. And then I realized, tuition's high. Rent's high. I got to do something.
Yeah.
So before I even joined like cheer or anything, I was like, I'm going to do something. Because I didn't get to do it at Johnson County. So when we had our activities fair in the Memorial Union, sorry if y'all hear that, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all. Sorry. I gotta remember where in my basement. So as soon as we had our activities fair, I went right up to that BSU table, met the then co-presidents, Miss Kelly Banks and Caitlin Hollenshed. Shout out to y'all. They watch every week.
Oh, period.
So yeah, met them. It was instant connection. I was like, yeah, these are my people. Yeah, for sure. My parents, have met them multiple times. They're just, great people. So yeah, I feel like there was more people of color. Other than, again, Emporia State's a bigger school than a JUCO, a community college. So there was obviously more people. But yeah, and that's when I got to experience like the Big 12 conference. We went to Manhattan and did this like Black Leadership Conference. Learned so much at that conference. Got to meet other people, leaderships at different schools, stuff like that. So yeah.
Fun fact, I almost went to Emporia State.
Really?
I told you that. Yeah.
I hate learning new lore in the moment. I feel like Rochelle, why am I the last to know?
I never really told anybody because it was never in my plans to like really go. It was, I think it was like the first school I got accepted into.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, I think I should have went.
Oh, okay.
Mainly because they had more programs dedicated to teaching.
Yeah.
And grants for teachers and scholarships for future teachers.
Emporia State, yeah.
Hindsight, it probably would have been a better fit as far as degree wise and career wise for me. But at the same time, I don't regret going to. But
everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. So I was like, dang, I really was almost at if I wouldn't have gotten accepted into the other HBCUs that like I had, because I got accepted into Prairie View and I got accepted.
Oh, nice.
I got accepted into TSU, Texas State, not Tennessee State. Because those are two separate HBCUs. Yes. And then I got accepted into Jackson State, and Jackson State just happens to be where I ended up at. But Emporia State was in there.
And imagine how like weird, like not weird, but how different like things could have been. Like if you, I didn't know when I was at JUCO, I was like, I know I want to go and finish like a bachelor's, but I didn't know where. I didn't know if I wanted to come back to WSU. I didn't know really what I wanted to do because I was still under that athletic training. And I was like, well, with that, I can I can go wherever I want, really. So then when I switched it to more like sports and like recreation, like management, I was like, oh, I don't know really how I want to go about this. So that would have been so crazy if we would have been at ESU together. Me, you, and Erica. We would have been
hell on wheels.
Because me and Erica, just me and her, we was, we was kicking it. But yeah. I love Emporia State. I love that place. Yeah, our BSU, it was so fun. We had events. Oh, what I was gonna say. The executive board of 2 years. So my first year, I was a social media chair. Obviously. And then my second year, I was the health and wellness coordinator chair. So yeah,
look at you.
Yeah, that's on my resume. You please, you know what I'm saying? You want to say the next one?
Oh yes, campus life, parties, traditions, Greek life events. Like, how was that?
Yeah,
you go.
Well, as far as parties, at Emporia State, it's one of those like small towns in Kansas where nobody's really throwing no parties. If they do, they get shut down within an hour, which is interesting for a small town.
Yeah.
But I also understand it because it's a small town. At JUCO, there was always a house party. There was always something going on at some athlete, some basketball player's house, some apartment complex. And I don't remember really those ever getting like shut down by like police officers and like law enforcement. But at Emporia State, it happened all the time.
Yeah.
That's why I think Kelly dragged me to one party. I don't know who was hosting. I don't know what it was. It was a weekend. I was like, you know what? I've been doing too much. That was a year I turned 21 too. So I was drinking too much.
Yep.
And she was like, come on, Lamont, like, let's just go. I'm like, okay, fine, I'm gonna go. You owe me. But actually, I owed her for a different situation. But she was like, no, like, you owe me. Like, you dragged me out the house once before, so now it's our turn. We put up to that party. We see lights. I said, okay.
Gotta go.
And I knew people that were on the track team that were in that house. And I was like, me and Kelly sitting outside, and there's cops going into the door. And they wasn't answering. So I called her, and I was like, hey, cops are coming to the door. She was like, okay. Hey y'all. And then the phone line went dead.
Yeah, shut that down.
But yeah, long story short, they always got shut down. We used to have a little like shindigs at my apartment, like little like Christmas parties and like watch parties, stuff like that. But no like house parties. Greek life, they had little probates and stuff. The Qs mainly. Sorry, PTSD. The alphas will kind of do their thing too. And maybe it's PWIQs is what. Well, actually, it's PWIQs. Well, I don't want to write off any Q, but the ones that I came into to know, not the best people. But neither here or there. When there was a time, when there was ever what am I trying to say, an opportunity to do something with like Divine Nine or Greek life, I was there.
As you should.
I was there.
As you should.
Even though I hated a lot of people that were in that circle, I was there.
Yeah.
I was there. So there was a sense of that. In our union, we had like a little Greek room. So we got to go in there. We hosted a couple, Black Student Union meetings in there, if you don't know what BSU stands for. So it was good for what it was.
Yeah.
I keep moving my pop socket around, y'all. I'm sorry.
My turn.
Oh, wait. I also want to talk about homecoming real quick. Right. Homecoming for a PWI and a homecoming at a HBCU, two totally different things. I want to say that. Homecoming's cute. It's fine. Not worth it.
Let me tell y'all something. I was fed. Sometimes too fed. There was always something happening. Sometimes you can't go to it's impossible to go to them all. But then sometimes it'd be like a cute little, sometimes they have stuff during the week. You see a flyer, we gonna be here, we gonna be there. Da 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 da. There was house parties, there was on campus parties, there was parties at clubs. Yeah. There was always something going on.
Yeah.
Always something going on. Like my freshman year, I was kind of broke. So I really wasn't.
Who wasn't?
And my style wasn't out. I was cute, but I wasn't cute.
Oh, and that's when you had your little...
Yeah, that's when I had my short hair.
Oh, my gosh.
That's when I had my little high top. I wasn't really where I was needed to be. Yes. I mean, I was cute for what it was because somebody liked it. But, there was always something. And then, like, I had joined an organization, like a performance troupe. We went around.
Yes.
Like, us within that organization, we were always throwing something. Especially, like, so every year there's, like, a different group of people that come in. We call them singings. Every year there's a different group of people that comes in. So like your scene, they would throw something, and then there would be an entire organizational thing. Always something going on. Y'all. I
remember the scene days. Yeah.
I had a great time.
It was always something was seen. Even when we were filming Local Black. Yes. Like, I have scene practice tonight.
Yes. It was always something. So as far as like parties and stuff, even the on-campus parties. Okay, so we have something at Jackson State called the Plaza. And there's two horseshoes. They're literally horseshoes. And mainly, I don't know which direction it is, but it's more on like the left side. It's more towards our student center and all that stuff. That's usually where there would be a DJ, somebody DJing, and I'm trying to think of what day it would be. Sometime at like noon, Fridays. Every Friday at noon, there was. So I ain't going every Friday, okay? Right. I'm in the bed at noon, but the DJ is out there. There's like events going on campus. I love that. There's like vendors outside sometimes. Like there would be times where they would have crawfish. Go get you a crawfish.
Oh yeah.
Yes. The Kappas, the Noops, there would be times where they would be giving out roses at noon. Like there's always something. And then like the Greeks would be promoting their parties on their plots. I don't know if they have plots at PWIs, but I think all HBCU campuses, each Greek letter organization, Divine Nine Greek letter organizations, they each had a plot. You couldn't sit on that plot unless you were of Greek life or you were a part of that organization.
I don't at PW. I don't. I can only speak for the one that I went to.
Yeah.
I don't think that was. They might have.
Yeah.
But I don't. I never heard anything about it.
So yeah, every organization had their own plots. They were decorated with their colors and their letters and all of that. So there would be like somebody from the organization holding up like a poster or a flyer for like a party or something.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go, you want to go. Then sometimes they'll stop you and be like, you want to take a picture with our thing, like promote our party, something like that. Yeah. So it was always something going on. Greek life at HBCU, woo! Completely different. It's like night and day. Sometimes I'm gonna shut up on that. Sometimes it could give a little elitist.
Who you telling?
But that's neither here nor is it there because I was always at a Greek party. Okay,
I didn't care.
At Jackson State University, to me, the people who threw the best parties were the men of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. The men of 06, know how to throw a party, know how to get down. I'm telling you, there was never an Alpha party that I went to except for one that I was highly disappointed. I knew a lot of people in Greek life. I had a lot of friends that went Greek, or not a lot of people that I knew that went Greek. It was cool. It was a great experience. Sometimes I strolled a little too much at them parties, but it's okay. It's all right.
I'm glad you reminded me of that because I have a story that I need to tell with a follow-up question.
It's all right. As far as like parties getting shut down, not really. I don't know if these people were working out stuff with their neighbors and stuff because we would be in neighborhoods.
That's smart to do.
Yeah, we would be in neighborhoods. I think I've been to like maybe one or two parties that got shut down. There are people be in the front yard, in the house, and in the backyard. And the house don't be that dang big, but you you gotta make room. Yes, you be having a great time.
Yes.
As far as homecoming goes,
which we've touched on a lot already. Yes. JSU homecoming for sure.
As far as homecoming
I have to go this year. I'm gonna try to go.
So if you are like a student, because homecoming is usually for the alum. But if you're a student, there is something literally going on every day of that week. As far as HBCU goes, homecoming is a fashion show. You better have them looks together. Do not come. I want the baddest heifer on the floor.
Even like in class and stuff?
What? Because you have to think. There's an event going on outside. So
that's just you going to the party. Right. That's true.
So there will be on-campus events, like there will be on-campus parties. You have to have decorum at those on-campus parties. But after that,
the what? The coin?
No, decorum.
Okay, okay. I thought you said you have to have the corn. No, decorum. I was like, elaborate. Got it. Decorum.
Then after that, there's a party. Now, HBCUs are a little different. Sometimes you have to have tickets to these parties. You can get them online. You can buy them at the door.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes they be doing a lot for them prices at that party.
Then again, I mean, you gotta raise money. Yes. A fundraiser.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So I remember one year I got toasted at a party. It was called the Anything But a Cup Party, and I was out of there. But yeah, you're an on-campus event. Then you go to the after party. Now, the weekend, Friday and Saturday mostly. Friday there was something called why is it leaving my brain? Oh my God. Yard Fest. Sorry. On Friday, homecoming is called Yard Fest. Literally everybody's on the plaza. You from Rooter to the Tutor, going all down the plaza. The plaza used to be an actual street that you could drive on. There was some protests going on in like 1970. The police came on and ruined some things. Shot
as they do.
Some students. I think only like 2 died or something like that.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry for my terrible history.
That's okay.
On school.
That's okay.
But they got turned from a street to an on-campus plaza. So
okay.
You can't drive on it. None of that.
Okay.
All the alum are on there.
Mm-hmm.
DJ is going crazy. You got food trucks in the back.
I need to experience that.
Literally,
I need that.
You put on your best fit. You walking around. You say, "Hi." It's literally like a family reunion. It really is. And then Saturday
I'm
is
cheesing.
I'm telling you, Saturday is the homecoming game. I love my dear old college home. I love wherever I may roam. Do you understand me? Like that game, whether we win or lose, everybody's at the game is packed.
Oh, for sure.
The game is packed. And then they have something called Grown Coming. That's at like a club. But it's for alum. You have to be an alum. But like there's literally something going on that entire weekend. The clubs be pricing too.
Oh, of course. Why wouldn't they be?
They be but
they gotta get a coin this weekend. This whole week, actually.
And then there's always there's certain weeks and there's gonna be events on campus like MPHC week. That is when that's the following week after the new Greeks cross have their probate. So that whole week is dedicated to them, getting to know them and stuff like that. Always a party, always a good time. So yeah, HBCU life is it's so different. It's amazing.
Yeah, we had a lot of events too, but it's just I feel like at a HBCU, the whole school, all the organizations is BSU.
Yeah.
So they really relied on. I think there was one other group on campus because it was us, and then it was this group called Sister Circle, which was tailor made for Black women, and then women of color, and then I think there was another group called multicultural group or something. So the whole school basically, and ASG, Associated Student Government, would leave basically everything to us, all the planning, all the funds, and it's just we can only do so much in these few little groups. So we tried to have a lot of stuff going on. My favorite was the BSU fashion show. Yes. That was always a time. I loved it. We asked a lot of local businesses and, Black people that make, clothes and anything. Yeah. Devin Fields was actually in our last one. Shout out to her.
Love her down.
Her clothes ate. Yes. Her clothes, and she brought her own models.
What a woman. What a woman.
Yes. Oh, wait, no. I messed that up. She was a model in somebody else's clothes. My bad. I had that backwards.
Okay.
She was a model. Yeah, but she walked in the BSU show. Yes. I didn't mean to mess it up. My bad, girl. But she was there and she was supporting. Yeah. So that was fun. We tried to do a step show my last year, but with planning and stuff that fell through.
Yeah.
The Sister Circle girls did a poetry slam.
Okay.
At an art museum in town. That was amazing. Yes. But I do want to bring up one story that I have. Gosh. I mentioned a few minutes ago that we went to this conference called Big 12, right? So all of what am I trying to say? Black organizations from around the country, Midwest, really, because that's why it's called Big 12, the Midwest. A lot of people will come out and go to K-State, which is the one I was at. Yeah. Because Chris Burrell.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he was at the head of it.
For the resty.
Oh.
You know what I mean. Come on.
So then, Chris, you can come take this seat then, actually.
It was a joke.
Since y'all are besties for the resties, he can take this seat then.
Are you serious now?
And then he can... No, I'm kidding.
We should clip that.
I don't care. Hey, Chris. Come on the pod. Let's talk about it.
For all the stuff that we do. He's like, why not? He ain't even here, though. But as far as bestie, I've been friends with him since 4th grade.
Whatever.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. So, off track. But so we went to this conference, right? And that was my real exposure to Divine Nine, all these different people coming out. So we had this party. So it was a conference. So we did workshops and stuff throughout the day. We would go, and then every night was a themed party. So the first one I want to say was the stoplight party. Yes. And so you wore green if you were available, in a relationship, yellow if it's complicated or open, and then red if you were closed off. So of course I had my green on. So it was the first party, the first night. Yeah. Everybody's strolling to everything. You have everybody there, right? So everybody's doing their strolling, whatever, which is what I want to see. Right. I'm like, this is what I came here for.
This is what I want to see.
This is what I want to see. Because that's why I came here, We had the opportunity. We had the funds to do it. Our advisor was definitely go. So yeah, we made it work. It was a great time. They strolled to basically everything. And I was like, you know what? It's the first night. Everybody's excited. Everybody's pumped. Get it out of their system. And then the second night comes. And mind you, before I get into the story, there was already stuff going on in our little circle from Emporia State. Yeah. There was a lot of drama. We don't have that much time to get into, but there was already some tension. So then going into the party, it was the all black party. Same thing. Same set list. They were in there strolling the Virgo's groove, bro.
That would actually really.
I have a video at my phone of me sitting down, visibly upset. Because also, I love Divine Nine, and I love what y'all do. I have so many videos in my phone of them strolling and doing stuff. But when they stroll, elbows are flying.
Yep.
One of my good homegirls got elbowed.
Ooh.
I was like, is it that? I know it's serious, but is it that serious?
It's like, okay.
Shoving people out the way.
Yeah.
Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I do. I love the culture and the history behind it all, but why is it like that?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Excuse me, move.
And it was just like, but to everything, I get it. Like the main songs, sure. Wipe Me Down, sure. All the hits, you know, right. They're kind of supposed to. That's what we're like. Once again, that's what we're here for. And yeah, and when we're at a Black conference, most people are in some sort of Greek life or Divine Nine. Yes. So it's everybody like taking up the whole dance floor. I'm like, oh my God, I can't even bust a move.
What about the GDIs?
Well, I couldn't even bust a move if I wanted to. So that was a crazy experience for me. Once again, it was in K-State, which is Kansas State University, the Division I school here in Kansas. But it turned me off. It turned me off. And I remember, I think I called you too, and I was like, "Girl, I just went to this conference, and it was too much." I loved it though. Once again, I learned a lot. But yeah, I wanted to throw that out there too.
Yeah. It can be a lot. I definitely understand.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay. We kind of already talked about this, so we can kind of breeze it. Was there a strong Black community at a PWI? How did it compare to the HBCU environment? There was a sense of community, but I don't know if it was just at my school or if it's at a PWI. Things still felt very cliquey because a lot of, if they watching this, I'm so sorry. I'm just speaking my truth. There was people on the executive board of Sister Circle on the BSUs because there's only so many of us on campus. So we all are in the, we had another one too I want to mention. Men of Excellence. That was another good one too.
Yes, Men of Excellence.
Yes.
Yeah, MOX.
What?
MOX. MOX, Men of Excellence.
Oh.
Yeah,
maybe that's what it was at JFT. It was MOE because Men of Excellence, like excellence with
we just take
I like that better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know why I signed IG like that. We were. I was gonna be the vice president of that, but I just couldn't make that work. That was brought to Emporia State by my good friend Miles. He was the other dude on the cheer team my senior year.
Period.
But so I wanted to bring that up too. So then people that were on Men of Excellence was also on the exec, but I don't know why it was so kind of cliquey and weird because of course when somebody would have an issue with somebody who's sleeping with who's done what, then it seeps into the whole thing and now people don't want to go. And it also came to a point too where it was at the end of the year, you know, finals are coming up. People are saying, we're asking people like, why don't y'all come to the cookouts? Why don't y'all do this? Why don't y'all do that? But y'all have so much to say about what we're doing at BSU, but you're also not here.
Yep.
We don't know what we don't know.
Yep.
So it was a lot of, all they doing in there is sitting around playing spoons. Absolutely not. Whoa. So it was a lot of that too. I'm like, you wouldn't know what we're doing because you're not here.
Yeah.
Or people will come when we're having like a big event where they're getting something free, or not free, paid for from our funds. They don't want to support fundraisers. They don't want to spread the word. They don't want to do nothing, but they want to complain. So once again, I don't know if that was a PWI thing or just people in general.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of that. But baseline, we always had a lot of fun. It was never anything like cruel or anything happening. I think it's just people being young people. Yeah. But for, like I said, for what it was a great time.
Yeah. As far as,
if y'all hear water running,
it's all right.
So sorry.
As far as like
we getting through
at an HBCU in general, I think that there is a strong Black community because there is something for everyone. Like there is like, because there are it's every type of Black person. You got the nerdy alt type of Black, like you know, there's something for everyone. It is quite literally impossible to go to an HBCU and not find your people, not find somebody that you connect with. It's impossible. I will say it's impossible to not find. It's impossible to not find like-minded people.
Yeah.
What I will say about HBCUs are, and not to like bash or not to be negative, I will say that certain things got promoted more as far as like clubs and stuff.
Yeah.
based off of popularity.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
That's everywhere though.
Yeah, which sucks for like college.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, the community is strong. As far as like Black community, this is what I would say. Us as a people have things to work on.
Oh yeah.
And HBCUs kind of promote those things that we need to work on. I don't know what school it was, but like having Dr. Umar. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. There are certain things that sometimes HBCUs, because they are in the South, and I love the South. I love the South down. I love being in Mississippi, especially being in Jackson, Mississippi.
I know where you're going with that.
With the highest population of Black people. But we have some deep-rooted issues that we promote instead of...
Just in the South, yeah.
Yeah, instead of filing out, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I think I became more aware of that being at an HBCU, being around all Black people. It's like, and being at a school that is run by, you know what I'm saying? We have some issues to work out as far as within our community. And those issues really come up when it's all of us together. I think we're stronger together. And I'm not saying that we're not. I think we are stronger together.
Yeah.
We will never be free if we all don't come together.
Right. It's just more like potent when that's all you're like around all the time.
But when we just have some old school ways, and white supremacist ideals can penetrate a HBCU. Don't think they can.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Don't think they can.
Yeah.
Like I said, I would never ever choose anything different. But as far as things that we need to work on, it showed.
Yeah.
It showed. Yeah. It showed really, really bad.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah. Yeah. But it's kind of like a thing where it's like the pros and like the experience you get kind of, I wouldn't say outweigh it, but it's just like, at least like it's my people. Yeah. And like I'm not getting like called a slur or like microaggressions and stuff like that. Yeah. So you kind of you know,
you have to take the good with the bad.
Exactly.
But yeah, you just kind of see what the community needs to really, really work on.
Which is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love it.
But as far as like a strong Black community, you cannot have a weak Black community at HBCU.
Yeah, because everybody's there. Exactly. Like that. There's loads of them. Makes it sound like an infestation. I may jump around because a lot of this stuff we've already kind of discussed in other bullet points.
Let's see.
Just pick one. We can do a couple more. Because I have one that I kind of want to talk about.
Scholarships, funding, internships, and career pipeline differences.
Why'd you take mine? I'm just kidding. No, it's okay. No, that's not what I want to talk about anyway. I do have a story. So my first year at Emporia State. So my junior year, technically. So I applied for the scholarship. It was called the Balanced Man Scholarship. Yeah. I honestly couldn't even tell you which fraternity was doing it. But I applied. Yeah. And I got $750. And I should have asked. I could do research on it, but I'm pretty sure I may be the only Black man that has won that award because there was a couple of levels to it. They gave 3 awards. One was $1,000, one was $750, and one was $500. Okay. So basically, I had to write an essay talking about like balance and why I was a good like fit for the fraternity's like values and stuff as they hold as a frat. Mind you, this is a white frat, so yeah. So I was gonna say that because that's crazy. It's a white frat, obviously. I think there was, I want to say one Hispanic man, and there was a fine Puerto Rican man that did my interview. I thought I was going to fold because they videotaped it.
Oh God.
It was like a process. So you applied for it, and then you did like a letter of like saying that you actually do like still want like to apply and do all this, and basically just to kind of do like recruiting to see if they wanted me to join the frat, and then which I did not. Spoiler alert. And then it came the pre-interview and then the actual interview. So the pre-interview was like Zoom, and then the actual interview was like in the house with all the other like finalists and stuff. And we were pulled like one by one and to do like an in-person interview. Yes. And they asked us questions on the spot. But you know me, I can talk clearly.
Exactly.
So Yeah. Anything else? We had scholarships. I want to say, I think BSU had one. And I think there was one that Kelly did. I think it was like a Black entrepreneur one. There was some out there for sure. Not probably not as much as HBCU, but that's what we're here to talk about. But there was a good handful.
Okay.
So that's something I can say. Yeah, and not even just for Black people too, just people of color in general. Yeah.
Scholarships. Yes and no. You really, really had to look for them. You really, really had to look for them.
Yeah.
You're
saying that from an HBCU. Imagine that from a PWI.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And funding was also kind of make your own money.
You really had to look for them. I also say it's all in who you know. It's all in who you. Not saying that you're gonna get those scholarships. I'm saying to know what to look for.
To get your foot in the door.
To know what to apply for. To know what's out there.
Yeah.
A lot of, if you would get in good with your advisor or with one good professor, like I had a professor my freshman year who also hired me as far as a student. Oh my gosh, what is it called? We have a job on campus.
I thought you were talking about my dog is out there running around.
Work.
She's like,
oh my god, work study. Jesus Christ.
Oh yes.
Have I went to school?
Yes, I had a work study job when I was at JUCO.
Yeah. He hired me for work study. Never worked. Never worked. Showed up, left. Did my homework, watched Disney Plus, literally.
We are the same person.
Never worked.
That's literally all I did on my work study job.
And he was never there, but he was a really cool guy. Literally, he had like two different. There was like a second floor of people. I was on the third floor by myself. I said thank you because you knew I couldn't have did this. You knew I can't be social. But very sweet guy. I don't even know how he really recognized me after, because I really wasn't, after I moved off of campus, I wasn't on campus like that.
Okay.
And I really wasn't around. But every time he sees me, even when freshman year, short hair. Now I got these long luscious locks.
Yes.
And every time I'm like, hey, but
yes,
he really.
I forgot about my work study job. That was so much fun.
He really talked to me a lot. Was helping me try to find things that would fit me, even if it wasn't scholarship wise. I think a lot of things that I didn't apply for a lot of things, and I didn't do a lot of things. My self-confidence was shot. I was like, I'm not going to qualify for this. I don't really have anything interesting to say. Why do I deserve this? I don't know why. So I never really just sat there and typed out a scholar. I was like,
yeah.
And
we didn't have Chat GPT and AI back then.
And and I could write a paper like nobody's business.
Right.
It was me.
Yeah.
Stifling myself.
Yeah. And also writing an essay about myself.
Yeah. Whoa.
I'll talk about No, I'm the opposite. I'll talk about myself all day.
I can't. What am
girl?
Because I always would put myself down. You ain't really did nothing.
Right.
You're not. But yeah. As far as funding, HBCU funding, trash, horrible, terrible. Because of what? Racism.
Yeah. Yep.
Racism.
Yep.
Yeah. We always get the short end of the stick
Jesus Christ.
They're state universities, so you get state funding. Of course, HBCUs are going to get the short end of the stick when it comes to funding. There are a lot of course, we've gotten donations and stuff, but some of the times those donations go to very, very specific things. So as far as dorms and stuff, we ain't got the best dorms. As far as you know how PWIs will have all this. All these amenities, we ain't got all that.
Yeah,
we don't have that. Go to school.
Even at Emporia State, it was kind of and because it's a state school, state funding too. Yeah. But yeah.
Go to school and be done.
Yeah,
you're not really about to have all
here. Damn.
Stuff will be breaking. Stuff will be.
I can only imagine.
But also, I lived in a state that didn't have good funding because it is a red state.
Yeah.
The governor of Mississippi. You're gonna rot in hell.
Yeah.
Tate Reeves, you'll rot in hell.
Yeah, that makes it even worse too.
Yeah. Internships and career pipelines. I sometimes believe it's all in what you major in, but as far a lot of people I know, they were doing their internships. They had summer internships. Some were paid, some were unpaid, but they really did well for their careers. I know so many people who, as soon as they left school, they had a job waiting on them. Of course, that's not everybody's story.
Yeah.
But as far as this is what I would say. Don't let nobody tell you that an HBCU degree is lesser than.
Yeah.
Is less than.
Yeah.
That degree gonna work the same.
Yep, exactly.
It's gonna work the same. I know so many people who are doing so well in their career field in what they majored in. Like that them loans ain't going away. It's like I said, it's all in what you major in. Sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. But I think for my HBCU, we had a really good internship and school to career pipeline.
Good, good. And I forgot about the other half of that question, so let me circle back. So for funding, kind of the same with the state university, but as far as like funding, like for like BSU, because that's really what I can go off of course we got like grants and stuff like that. If we like would request like additional funds, and most of the time if it was for a good reason, like they would give it to us, because if they didn't, why not, you know? So we kind of got it a little bit. Of course they wasn't forking over like 10,000, 20, but if we need to go on a trip, or if we needed something for our lounge, they would get it for us. Yes. So we also did like fundraisers. So like something that I really like to do for Valentine's Day, we did like little like sweet treats. So we got like candies and like sodas, and people loved those. They were like $5 a pop, literally, because we had pop, you know.
Period.
So that also always did really well. We never charged anybody for like events. I think we were going to for the step show if it would have happened. Anything else was just coming, you know, just for the exposure, you know. Internship. So my experience with an internship is a little bit different, because in my degree plan I had to do an internship. Like it was like it was like a course that you took. So mine was already kind of like built in, and I think that was the case for like everybody that studied like in my department of like health, performance, PE, and recreation. So mine was already kind of set, but if I needed one I could have reached, you know what I'm saying? And then the career pipeline, because oddly enough, well, probably not oddly enough, I think this happens at a lot of schools, especially like D2 schools, people that would like get their degrees from that school would often like take like a job at the school. So like you would have people like, say if they're doing like my degree, like a sport leadership rec, they would get like an entry job at our rec center, or they would be like an assistant coach or something like that. So I would say the career pipeline at Emporia State was pretty well. Johnson County, I really can't speak much about that because I was just kind of there. You know, so that was kind of, you know, sure. Let's cap it off. What advice to future students trying to decide, and if you had to choose again, what would you do? I already know your answer. Mine, I go back and forth with it all the time. But everything happens for a reason. No, you're fine. Everything happens for a reason. So I would love to go to HBCU. I would have loved to, but it doesn't work out that way for me. Then again, I also don't think I like really like pursued it either. Not because of like I'm racist or I don't like my own people. It wasn't. It was just like I just kind of just want to get my degree and you know.
For me, I think in terms of deciding, you have to really know what you're looking for. I know for me, number one, I did not want to be in Wichita. Number two, I needed to be around black folk. Something shifted in my head when I was like 15, 16, where I was like, I really don't, I don't like it.
I think my shift was a little later. That's probably why. I really didn't get that shift until after I was like already in school and
something shifted in me, and I really think I was watching a lot of a different world too. I watched a different world.
Well, that could be it.
But you need to know what you want, and you need to know why you're going to school. I think while I was at school, would I do things differently? I wouldn't choose differently. I would do things differently. I think when I got to school, I had so much doubt in myself. I felt a lot of pressure because being the youngest of my family and no one in my family getting a 4-year degree, because of life reasons. They, you know, I felt the pressure to be the one to do it, and it became a lot for me. I never said it to anybody until later on, but it became a lot to me, and I would get so anxious that I wouldn't even want to go to class. I would go, but I would be overwhelmed. And then campus life. I'm away from home. I got all this freedom.
Yeah, way farther than I was.
Yeah. I'm 10 and a half hours away from the house. I have all this freedom. Nobody can tell me when to be in the house. Nobody can tell me. I don't have to get up if I don't want to.
Yeah. Don't have to answer to anybody.
I don't have to answer to anybody. Then life hit. Life hit bad. Life hit hard. Life ran me over. I was so depressed that getting up to go to class was nearly impossible. It was nearly impossible to the point where it became impossible. I was like, I just can't. I can't. And then I held shame to where it was like, your parents didn't spend all this money. Your mama's taking out loans. You're taking out loans and you're not doing nothing with it. And that shame became me not being motivated.
Yep.
So I would not choose differently. The school had nothing to do with it. It was me.
Yeah.
It was me. It was me. Of course, you know, I had to deal with things with people, but
you always will. That's just life.
You always will. That's life.
Yeah.
So I should have buckled down the way I needed to. I don't really carry that shame anymore because I know what I was going through. I know where I am now in life. So when I go back to school, of course I'll be here because we got to think smarter, not harder. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you're gonna go somewhere, you need to have a devised plan. You can't just I'm gonna go. Everything in your life can't be spontaneous.
Yeah. Especially like a college degree.
Have a plan.
Takes a lot.
Have some discipline. When you fall down, do not stay your butt on that ground. Get up. Everybody ain't gonna help you off the ground.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta say F it.
Yeah.
I do this for me. That is my advice to people who are choosing to go to school.
Yeah.
Know what you're going for. Know why you're going. Don't pressure yourself into depression. Don't pressure yourself into having so much anxiety that you can't even focus. Just do it.
Yeah.
You're okay. It's going to be okay. You're going to fall. Life is going to hit you. It's college. People don't think that life hits you. College is life.
Yeah.
That's when you get your first dose of life.
Yeah.
Mom and daddy can't do nothing for you on this one. Baby.
Yeah.
They can't. They just can't. It's not possible. You gotta.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like the first like the step into adulthood because I was like thinking college is kind of like a Sims game, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like an adult sandbox. Like you still like you have like the you're not in like an actual like adult yet, but like you're in your late teens, early mid 20s. You have freedom. You definitely have adult responsibilities, but not too many. And you have adult consequences for when you make adult. Yeah. So it's kind of like a little sandbox, and that's why I liked the college experience. But I think my advice would be a lot of you just said, so it's gonna be me kind of piggybacking. But a couple things that I wanted to add is just kind of be true with who you are and kind of how you're feeling about stuff. Also kind of piggybacking.
Yeah.
You have to be honest with yourself. If you're not okay, you're not okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, just being honest and real to yourself and really to acknowledge how you're feeling. Because if you try to push that stuff down and avoid it, it's going to come back up sooner or later. And then you're going to get distracted. And with college, like, yes, like Zaria said, you go through things, you go through adulthood, you're growing, you're learning how to be an adult. But yeah, you can't let little stuff kind of get in the way of that because you're going to get sidetracked. There was another piece that I wanted to say too. Oh, go where you want to go. Don't feel pressured. I know, especially these days, like these parents are crazy, putting all these pressure on their kids. Not saying your parents are, you know what I'm saying. They're going D1. They're going D1. They're going D1. They're not. D2 is okay too. I went to a JUCO. And I went D2. Then again, I'm not an athlete.
Baby.
Literally, I still have my bachelor's degree. I have way less debt than the next person. I still got it. Right. But you know what I'm saying?
Them degrees work the same.
JUCO was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made too. Mm-hmm. Just because I was able to feel it out. Yes. Feel myself out, who I wanted to be, what I really want to study. Because like I said, I changed my whole major. So it's okay to go JUCO. It's okay to go D2. It's okay to go D. It's okay to get a trade. Yep. Nobody talks about getting trades and stuff like that. Just as with those programs, I wish I was into something like that. They have a job waiting for you out there. Everybody needs more electricians. Everybody needs plumbers. Everybody people need that stuff. Yep. So don't be afraid to do any of that stuff too. Or even like getting off. I know we're talking about college, but even if you want to go to the service, that's what you want to do. You have to create your own path. Yep. Don't do something because a parent or somebody, a girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever is pressuring you to go down a route that you don't feel right about. Yep. You have to feel right about it, because if you don't, it's gonna be a whole mess. Yep. So yeah, that episode just reminded me, I miss college so much. I really do.
Yeah, it was. One other piece of advice that I will say before I'm done speaking, as far as like making your decision and stuff like that, a lot of people don't have parents who went to college, don't have parents who finished college, all of this stuff. Talk to somebody. Yeah. Talk to somebody who either finished or is currently in college. Yeah. And the reason I say this is because television has warped our brains. Television has warped a lot of people's brains. It's like, even with like high school, before I went into high school, I'm thinking, is it gonna be like High School Musical?
Oh my God, right? Some of the Riverdale.
You know, is it?
I was already in high school when Riverdale came out,
but there are a lot of college shows that focus on college age people.
Yeah, but not the college experience. Yes, I say that all the time.
That's just what it is. It more so focuses on like the parties and the drugs and the sex. Mm-hmm. Don't talk to somebody who has finished or who has in it or who is in it, because TV shows are for entertainment. It's going to show you the good side or the more exciting side.
Yeah, the entertainment side of it. Yeah.
Talk to somebody that's going to talk to you about the work.
Yeah.
That way, when you get there, you're not as overwhelmed, or you can kind of know what to expect. Talk to somebody who's going to tell you, and then if you know what you want to go into, talk to somebody, if you can find somebody who has majored in that field, who is in that field right now, who is majoring and like currently in school for that, so they can tell you, okay, this is what we're gonna, and advisors kind of do that, but sometimes advisors are just going to tell you, these are the classes that you need to take. Yeah. This is how many hours. Yeah. This is what we need to do. Yeah. This is kind of like your path. Talk to somebody that's going to sit you down and be like, listen, you can't go out and do this. Like, these are the classes you're going to take. This is how long it's going to take you to study for this. You're going to probably take $1 million. Like, talk to somebody who's going to really give you the real,
because it's an investment. Yeah, like not only with money, but like with time, mental, emotional. It's all that.
This is your future we're talking about. Yeah. So you have to talk to somebody who is going through it or who has been through it to tell you what's really gonna happen, to tell you what's really going on. Yeah, to tell you what you need to expect, and try to talk to somebody who is a little closer in age. And the reason I say that is because my parents went to school in the 90s. Completely different.
Very vastly different.
Completely different. Yes, I will listen to them because you still have that experience.
Right.
With wisdom comes with having experience. But talk to somebody who is maybe fresh out of college, or somebody who is like a junior or a senior, maybe a sophomore. Because especially if you're going into your freshman year, they can tell that first year, this is what's going to happen. So don't just go in blindly. Yeah. Don't do that.
Another thing I want to mention too is a lot of people say like, oh, if you like didn't finish or something like that they're like not less educated, but like they're looked down upon if they go and don't finish. Yeah. And that's not true. Stop saying that, because there's still, like my good cousin Zari over here. She didn't finish her degree, not yet, but she's still college educated. So you can talk to those people too. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. And honestly, those are going to be the people who can really tell you how hard it was.
Yeah, that's true. And give a kind of a different side of things.
And like, listen, this is where I went wrong. Don't do what I did. Right. You know what I'm saying? and I'm grateful for that experience. And the reason I say I'm not proud of it is just because I know me. Yeah. That's why I'm going back. But sometimes you need that experience because college is not going to be for everybody. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's not going to be for everybody. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to tell you this right now. I'm going to lick you. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
And maybe you'll go and but that doesn't make you a failure.
Right.
That doesn't make you less than.
Right.
It just means it didn't work.
Yeah.
Out.
You can be successful without a college degree.
Yes.
You can. And also, oh my God, I lost it again. Give me a second.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I lost it again. It's fine.
Sorry.
I had another piece of advice, but let's go on.
It's okay.
Okay. It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add, Z?
No.
Well, thanks for listening, y'all. We hope this kind of provided some insight, maybe for our younger listeners.
Yeah.
Or people that are, I have people that are, my age that are still in school or finished a couple years younger than me, So hopefully this kind of gave y'all a little insight to, and an experience and give a little more insight to who we are as people and like kind of what we went through in college. So, yeah. Thanks for listening, y'all. It's been a long night, so we got to wrap this up. And we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.